Before we get started, do me a favor and smash that like button. I'd appreciate it. Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning as I record this, and I had with LT Flying had a chat that lasted about 2 hours with D over at gpool. He's the genius in charge over there. And we talked about a number of things, all of which were very exciting. And some of it I can't give you any detail on yet because they will be releasing a video here within a week that will go into it, and then I will follow it with a video on it myself after they have released their video. So I can't talk about that, but let me just say it is incredibly exciting what's coming, and you need to stay tuned for that announcement. The two things that I can talk about that we discussed with him, the first one is these NFT multipliers, which you can take advantage of if you are in the Theta Swap LP with a T-Fuel / T-Bill pair. You can increase your daily rewards by possessing multipliers that affect what you're paid. And basically right now, if you have more T-bill capacity in your NFT than you are currently using or anticipate using in the near future, then that NFT is in a sense it's going unused, but you have it. And what is on the drawing board that came up in this discussion is the ability for you to be able to rent that out to somebody else that, you know, perhaps they can't afford to purchase an NFT multiplier themselves, but they could afford to rent one. So you will be able to take your excess capacity. Prime example would be I have 2 of the gold Wounded Warrior 2x NFTs, 100,000 T-bill capacity for each. And I had originally purchased one for myself, and then I purchased an extra one with the potential of putting it up on the secondary market and turning a profit on it. But I have since come to the realization that I don't want to do that because there's no doubt in my mind but what I'm going to need it one day. So, right now it's not benefiting me by having it, but if they introduce, which D says that is on the drawing board, they are working on that. No release date yet, but you will have the ability through a smart contract to rent that to somebody else. Somebody wants 100,000 2x multiplier, which currently they're going for around $5,000 to $8,000 for one of those now on the secondary market. And a lot of people, that's out of their reach. But if they have the ability to rent one, and the increased rewards that they will get by having that in their wallet will more than pay for the rental fee. So you would be able to rent that NFT to somebody for an agreed upon amount of T-Fuel per month. And that's something that you will set yourself, however much you think that you can rent it for. And then it goes into a smart contract where they are able to utilize it without having to expend $5,000-$8,000 to buy one, but they can afford to rent it. And that allows you to take the excess capacity that you have and be receiving some T-fuel from somebody else because they're renting it from you. So that's really exciting, and I intend on taking advantage of that when it becomes available. And again, there's no release date set for that, so I can't tell you it's going to happen in a month or 2 months or 6 months. But Dee has assured us that they are working that, and they believe that they will have something available in the future, hopefully the near future, but we really don't know. Okay, so that's the first thing. Well, actually, it's the second one. I couldn't really tell you about the first one, but the third thing that we discussed was the possibility for you to be able to use your digital assets that you have in the liquidity pool as essentially collateralize it to take a loan against it. So you can raise some capital by taking, let's say you have $50,000 worth of assets in the liquidity pool, and so in this loan scenario you might be able to put that up and borrow, let's just say 50%. If it's valued at 50,000, you would be able to borrow, say, 25,000 against it, and then your daily rewards obviously would pay the loan payment on it, and your assets would be held through probably a smart contract of some sort, so that you would continue earning, but you would not be able to take it and go, because it's security against a loan that you took out. And again, there's no release date for that. No real estimate of when that can come to be, but Dee did assure us that that is entirely within the realm of possibility, and that they are looking into that as well. So I think that's incredibly exciting that could be coming. And if anybody can figure out how to do that, I'm sure Dee over there can. And there are other platforms that will allow you to use cryptocurrency. LT was talking about, I can't remember the name of it, but a place that he has used where you are able to put up some Bitcoin, in his case that's what it was, as collateral, and borrow against it, and then you pay it off over some period of time. So the advantage to that is you don't have to sell it, which would right away would create a taxable event that you have to report to the IRS. But if you just use it as collateral and borrow against it, then you're able to raise some capital to do whatever you want to do with it without creating a taxable event. So that's incredibly exciting, and the prospect of being able to do that with your assets that you have within the liquidity pool without having to pull them out, is exciting news that could be coming. And again, we don't know when that will happen, just that is also something that they are thinking about, and may well be coming at some point. And essentially, as we understand it, is if you have an LP token that is worth, let's say, $50,000, and you can see that on the tracking on tbill.io. It shows you what your LP token is worth. So, for example, mine right now, one LP token is worth $44,000, give or take. So I could essentially pledge that LP token as collateral on a loan, and it would probably be, most examples that we've seen out there are you can borrow 50 to 70% of the value of the collateral in the form of a loan. So that LP token that you receive when you put T-Fuel and T-Bill into the LP, you receive an LP token for that. It's kind of like your claim check. And you would essentially be pledging that LP token as collateral toward a loan. So when that becomes available, and again, we don't know when that's going to happen, but it's kind of on the drawing board is what we're told. So that could be coming. I mean, it could be 6 months or a year out. I don't know. But, just the fact that that's something that is on their radar to potentially do is exciting news to me, because, I've got a reasonably good amount of value in my LP token. And, if I needed to raise some capital for whatever reason, if I had the ability to pledge that LP token as collateral and borrow against it, then I could instantly raise some funds to do whatever it is that I want to do with it, whether it be borrow some money against it and then take that money that I receive and add that to the liquidity pool to increase my rewards. That's just one possibility. Another possibility maybe is you're looking at maybe buying a house or something, and you need to raise some money for a down payment. Well, if you can borrow against your LP token, that's a way that you could raise the needed funds for your purchase of a home. So again, don't know when that's coming. All we know is that, yes, that is something that is being looked into and is being considered as to how they will do that. So those two things came out of that discussion we had with Dee at gpool yesterday. And I think that the first one that we'll see of those two would be the ability for you to rent your NFT out to generate some income from your unused capacity. And just as an example there, if you were to go on to Open Theta and you see a bunch of these Digital Dave 10K NFTs, well, if you bought a bunch of those and turned around and rented them out, you could be generating income from that. So that's exciting news. Well, that's a wrap for this presentation, so cue the music. If you enjoyed the video, then hit that thumbs up for me, and I'll see you in the next video.